Hello, this is Pastor Micah from Life's Journey United Church of Christ, coming to you with a midweek reflection. Recently, in our book club, we read a book by Nadia Bolz-Weber about her journey from addiction to becoming a pastor whose church went out and reached out to the most forgotten. Getting sober, she wrote, never felt like I had pulled myself up by my own spiritual bootstraps. It felt instead like I was on one path toward destruction, and God pulled me off of it by the scruff of my collar, me hopelessly kicking and flailing and saying, "Screw you! I'll take the destruction, please." God looked at tiny little red faced me and said, "That's adorable," and then plucked me down on an entirely different path. God was never about making me spiffy. God was about making me new. New doesn't always look perfect. Like the Easter story itself, new is often messy. New looks like recovering alcoholics. New looks like reconciliation between family members who don't actually deserve it. New looks like every time I manage to admit I was wrong, and every time I manage to not mention when I'm right. New looks like every fresh start and every act of forgiveness and every moment of letting go of what we thought we couldn't live without, and then somehow living without it anyway. New is the thing we never saw coming, never even hoped for, but ends up being what we needed all along. For me, one of the lessons of Nadia Bolz-Weber's story is that God is not far away drawing lines to keep people out, but is busy getting in the muck and dirt with us, coming right beside us in our worst moments, inviting us to begin again. And to walk with Jesus means to be ones willing to go where people are, in their hurt and in their struggle, and let them know they have a place. I've never fully understood how Christianity became quite so tame and respectable, Nadia said, given its origins among drunkards, prostitutes, and tax collectors. Jesus could hang out in the high end religious scene of his day, but instead, he scoffed at all that, choosing instead to laugh at the powerful, befriend whores, kiss sinners, and eat with all the wrong people. He spent his time with people for whom life was not easy. And there, amid those who were suffering, he was the embodiment of perfect love. Every time we draw a line between us and others, Jesus is always on the other side of it. One of my challenges for us at Life's Journey, United Church of Christ, is how can we be like Jesus this new year? Be people who don't wait for others to come to us, but who intentionally reach out to those in need, showing the love of God to them. Out of this challenge, I want to extend an invitation to you. On January 22nd, we are having a second of three consulting sessions as a lunch and learn after church. Our consultants, Stephanie and Teresa, are sharing with us ways we as a church can be more intentional about sharing who we are, who we believe Jesus is, with our community, and learning to reach out as a church and connect with those in need of that in ways that really bring change and connection. Some of the topics Stephanie and Teresa will be teaching on include how to offer a ministry of welcome and hospitality so any from our community who walk in our doors as a church feel loved, wanted, and accepted every Sunday. How to discover our gifts and how those gifts point us in the direction of ways we individually and we as a church can make an impact on the community. Ways to strengthen our publicity as a church, which is how we share with others who we are, and the enormous welcome we believe God has for people from all walks of life. And how to look for and make use of grants that might help us in such efforts. And finally, they will help us do some first steps to develop ideas to plan new events, programs, and ministries that can help connect people unaware of it with the radical welcome we are hoping to offer at the church. I challenge you to consider joining. If you plan to come, either sign up at the narthex of the church on the sign up sheet or email our office manager at life's, Lifes, life's journey UCC at gmail.com. Life's Journey UCC at gmail.com to let her know you are coming. I want to close with what I think all this work about learning to reach out in new ways is about for us. Ultimately, is not just about the size of the crowd on Sunday mornings, but how wide our welcome of others is. As Rachel Held Evans once wrote, the gospel doesn't need a coalition devoted to keeping the wrong people out. It needs a family of sinners saved by grace, committed to tearing down the walls, throwing open the doors, and shouting, "Welcome, there's bread and wine. Come eat with us and talk." That isn't a kingdom for the worthy, it is a kingdom for the hungry. Let's be those tearing down the walls that exclude and welcoming in all we can this year. Look forward to seeing you in worship on Sunday. And as we welcome guest preacher Belinda Sledge for Martin Luther King Sunday, and Bible study the hour before Sunday, 9:30 to 10:30, and also at this lunch and learn when we learn how to live into this truth. See you then. God bless.